Hey guys, it's Istebrak. I wanted to talk really quickly today about sculpting. And the reason why I want to focus on this for a while is because I wanted to talk about really why the transfer from 2D to sculpting to three-dimensional was so easy, why the transfer for me was so simple. And it's mostly to do with the fact that while you're drawing, in order to rotate an object, in order to draw a face, let's say, and then to imagine that face in a three-quarter view position and how that would impact the eyes and the way you draw the eyes, and then to draw the face in a side view position and how would that impact the face and choices you make with the face. So because in two-dimensional drawing we're already considering all the different frames of rotation, when I jumped into sculpting, one of the main principles in sculpting is to keep rotating the object, keep moving around the sculpture. Don't just sculpt with one angle. And that comes directly from two-dimensional work. So yes, working with three-dimensional does open your eyes to the habit of rotating in your mind or attempting to rotate. I know it's difficult to sit there and try to rotate a shape in your mind. Um, but at least try it. Try to include that in some of your good habits and the good technical habits that you apply in the painting process and the sketching process. So really, the biggest thing that I found most useful when sculpting is just rotating, constantly rotating, and that's what two-dimensional taught me to do. So my brain just naturally needed me to rotate. So if you are sculpting and you find yourself not needing to rotate, that's it's a very bad habit to have. It's very crippling to your workflow and your process. And rotating helps you appreciate altitudes and the contour lines. It helps you think about how this front view shading for this cheekbone, how that looks from the side. Sometimes we shade massive cheekbones and we don't realize till somebody models it and then rotates it for us. And sometimes we paint these really weird looking noses and then we rotate it and we see that the nose had no bridge the entire time. So rotating introduces you, forces you into the third dimension, forces you into the 3D, and that's nothing that you should ever forget. That's not something that you should never forget because it's being able to jump into your painting and sketch away, and while as you sketch you're thinking like a 3D, like a sculptor. What that will do is that will constantly keep you thinking about the light source. What we are missing when we jump from 3D into 2D, we suddenly have a responsibility to start bringing in the light source of the world. The 3D universe no longer renders for us. If you're sculpting with clay, the shadows automatically happen. Um, but when we're drawing, this doesn't happen. So we're including the shadows as we're deciding on contours. So, of the two, between sculpting and two-dimensional drawing, two-dimensional is definitely the hardest, the most demanding of your RAM, and it is the most demanding attention-wise, like processing power-wise, and that definitely makes the process a lot longer. It increases the responsibility to have an efficient workflow. So there's no reason left now to not explore some sculpting in the most minimal way. You can just grab some Sculpey and then or plasticine and then just keep at it until you find that it's very easy for you to construct a face very quickly. That will transfer straight into two-dimensional, and you'll start throwing in the core shadows right where they belong. You'll think about it as a big piece of clay which you slowly etch at, and that's how you really should be thinking. That's always been my mission statement with my channel and my private tutoring, is teaching the student to appreciate the power that you get zoomed out, and how without zooming out and setting up the foundation, you can't zoom in and establish some detail that really carries the read. So yeah, detail carries a lot of read. It's a familiarity that is established when you bring in some long lashes and make detail happen on the face. But of course, without a foundation system, without a way to appreciate the foundation of all that structure, all that function, all that anatomy, all that mechanics, you can't have anything that holds that detail together. And you learn to appreciate the earlier molar painting brushstrokes when you do sculpting. So do it side by side. If you don't feel like drawing one day, sometimes I don't feel like drawing at all, and for some reason it's just sculpting comes so much easier to me in my mind, because sometimes I don't feel like sitting there trying to figure out where the light is coming from. I just want to make something, create something, and sculpting is definitely one way to quench your artistic thirst. So that's my thought. I know it's not much, but I really invite you guys to try some sculpting and post them to the community. It is definitely welcome to post your sculpting into community. It's what's something I'm always looking out for. And I know two-dimensional is very tempting and it's more glamorous, but sculpting is definitely going to benefit you in the long run and in the soon run as well. In how you see the improvement happen, it's very very soon. So thank you for your patronage. You guys are the best. I will see you guys next month. Bye bye.